still weighs on me. Some background. My mum was abusive growing up, fam. It got bad enough that at 12, I left home through the courts and moved in with my padre. On the court paperwork, under name of child, she wrote something like, I have no son. I've carried that with me ever since. I had little contact with her after that, briefly at 17, again in my early 20s, and not consistently until much later. I'm now almost 40. I've spent over 20 years drinking heavily. Been there.
Same.
And finally got sober in 2018. Haven't been there. Can't relate. Which is when I made an effort to reconnect with my family, including my mum. She's closer to 70 now and has zero contact with 2 of her 3 kids. You gotta start somewhere. Reconnecting wasn't easy. When I asked if she had ever reflected on the abuse, she told me I was an adult and needed to let it go already. That was a turning point. I realised any forgiveness would be one-sided. If I ever wanted peace, it was on me. Fine, I'll do it myself. Since then, our relationship has been rocky, but present. We've had family reunions and even travelled overseas together for 3 weeks. Wow. We argue often, usually over small things, but we stayed in contact until this. Last summer, I invited her to my city to see a band she loved since I was young. The plan was simple. She'd arrive on Wednesday, we'd go to the concert on Thursday, she'd fly out to visit my sisters on Friday, and I'd leave early Saturday for my own trip. She agreed. When she arrived, she mentioned she'd only bought a one-way ticket. Here we go, now it's getting juicy.
Now it's getting spicy.
And would book the Friday flight later. That made me uneasy, and I reminded her several times to make sure it was booked. I thought I was clear in my wording and tone. I didn't want anyone staying in my house while I was gone. Friday came, the concert was fine. Then she told me she hadn't bought a plane ticket, and now with prices having gone up, she planned to stay a few extra days while I was away. I told her plainly I'm leaving at 5 a.m. tomorrow. You need to get on that plane. I even offered to cover the extra cost. She refused and invited herself to stay at my place. That's when I said clearly that I wasn't comfortable with anyone staying in my home while I wasn't there. She accused me of not trusting her and said she was my mother. I said it wasn't about trust, I just didn't want anyone in my house. The argument escalated finally. She said, fine, take me to the airport. I think she expected me to cave. I didn't. I packed the car, grabbed my daughter, and drove her to the airport in silence. When we arrived, it felt like a standoff, like she was waiting for me to say, never mind, don't go. I didn't. I took her bag out, set it on the curb, and told her, if you can't find a ticket, let me know, and I can help you pay for a hotel. Then I left. Months later, I'm still thinking about it. I don't think I stranded my mum with no options. I offered to cover the cost of the flight and hotel, but I did leave her at the airport knowing she hadn't booked a ticket. Am I the asshole?
Asshole. No, this person is absolutely valid.
Yep.
Mum's tapped.
No, you gotta respect your elders. She's nearly 70, man. Falls over on the way to get a ticket. She's fragile, she's 70.
There's always people that help.
She's pushing great unk stage. You know what I'm saying?
Great unk stage, you know.
Swear down. She's unk multiplied. I'm going to go valid from the sounds of it.
Am I the arsehole for asking my boyfriend's dad whether he planned on eating his pet cat?
No. It's a valid question. He might have been interested, you know.
I, 19 female, met my boyfriend, 26 males.
26 millions.
He's
rich.
No.
He's balling. He's absolutely balling. Big dog. Oh!
I, 19 female, met my boyfriend, 26 male's parents for the first time last weekend over lunch. He warned me his parents could be a little bit weird, so I prepared for that, but during lunch they made repeated jabs at me for my age, which I did not appreciate. The topic of pets came up in the conversation, and I told them about my pet rabbits. When his dad heard this, he asked whether I was raising them for food, and at this point I was quite offended and said, well, are you raising the cat for food? To which he said something to the effect of, don't talk back, which I found quite infantilizing and a bit creepy. I excused myself from the lunch.
I think her part of it was a bit defensive. You know, the best way to deal with boomers is just to smile and wave.
But to be fair, they didn't deny it.
I'd eat that cat. Am I the arsehole for getting mad at my mum? Yes, respect your elders. Tapped. Am I the arsehole for getting mad at my mum for micromanaging me and my dad's birthday logistics? Yes.
Tabbed.
They're allowed to micromanage you. I don't make the rules, they do. You came out of their hoo-haws, you know what I mean? The who-diddly-doos, you know what I mean?
Diddly do.
My dad has a milestone birthday coming up. There's a theme, and I volunteered to take care of the cake, balloons, and a specific tie he wanted. I ordered everything myself and paid for it. I'm also going to take care of the table assignments, but I don't have a final list from them. My mum called me today and started asking me a ton of questions about things I've already handled and already told her about, and we're literally going to discuss in person tomorrow anyway. Where did you order the cake from? Same bakery I used for my wedding cake, which I already told her. Where is it? Me. 10 minutes from the restaurant. Her. I know where that is, and it's not 10 minutes. Me. Google Maps literally says 10 minutes. I don't think you know more than Google Maps. What time do we pick it up? How much was it? There will be 30 to 35 people there. Her. You ordered a cake for 40? There might be leftovers then. I ordered 2 bundles of balloons, which is a total of 24. Her. Why did you order so many balloons? And by the way, she originally wanted us to blow up the balloons ourselves, which if you know my mum, you know that would be chaos. She said I sound like I'm in a bad mood. I wasn't in a bad mood, but she put me in a bad mood. With her questions and complaints about the littlest things! My mum hasn't had anything to do for this birthday. My dad is the one that booked the place and dinner, and I offered to take care of the small logistics as I'd mentioned. It's no big deal, but if I'm going to take care of things, I don't need someone else to stress me out about them. Am I the arsehole for getting annoyed? Yes, never talk back to your elders.
Yeah, I think this person's valid.
No, just like I am to you, your elder. You know, you got to respect your elders. You know, with time comes wisdom. You know, one day you'll grow up and you'll realise they were on the sign. They were really on the sign.
Now, this person is valid.
Tap.
But
Tap.
if you get asked to take care of something and then they're on your back about it, they should have just handled it themselves.
Fine, valid.
Am I the arsehole for telling my friend he'll never get a girlfriend if he continues being like this? My friend, 20M, who we'll call Alec, has never had a girlfriend before.
What a virgin.
Or even really been close to having one.
Pussy.
In it. He's kind of the odd one out within the friend group since the rest of us either have or at least had a relationship at some point in our life. He's sometimes talked about wanting to get a girlfriend and how he doesn't understand why he seems to have no chance whilst others do, but I just don't see a way he'll ever get one if he continues certain behaviours. For example, we've invited him to a lot of parties over the years and he has refused every single invite because he thinks parties are degenerate. He's extremely Catholic. He doesn't talk to girls because he gets nervous around them and doesn't try to text girls on Instagram because he thinks it's embarrassing.
To be fair, women are scary.
And he barely leaves the house. If it weren't for college and hanging out with us once or twice a month, he'd be at home the entire time. My point is that he sometimes complains how he seemingly has no chance, but thing is he hasn't even tried. Thing is, the guy has some good traits. He's smart and a huge history guy. He reads a lot of books and he's clearly the most cultured man in our friend group. If he just hit the gym a bit more and he actually tried, I don't really think he'd have a problem getting girls, but he just seemed to accept his virtually impossible now since 2 years into college, and so far he's found no luck. But again, he hasn't really tried, so he's just complaining for no reason.
Get this man a beer and a Big Mac, send him to the local boozer, and he'll get himself a fucking broad.
Yeah. The other day we were playing some CSGO, and after that we got into one of those deep night talks. At some point Alex brought up how fucked up the dating market was and all of that, and I told him that he can complain all he wants about men, women, society and how we need to go back to Christian values, but if he continues being like this then he'll never get a girlfriend. He clearly didn't like it, and he just went very silent for the rest of the night. Yesterday, another friend who was in the call told me that Alex had told him that it hurt him deeply that I said that, and that I basically said to him that he'll never under any circumstance get a girlfriend. Personally, I'm not going to say anything to him until he tells me something, because I feel like it's a bit low that he tells somebody else that he feels hurt about my words but doesn't tell me about it. Although I guess that if he keeps feeling bad about it, I'll have to talk it out with. But am I the arsehole here?
Alright, so his friend is 20 years old.
Yep.
He's being called fat from his friend, who's then going online, exposing all of this, instead of talking to his friend about it. He's a 20-year-old man. He'll never get a girlfriend because he doesn't go out partying. That just sounds...
degenerate.
That is very degenerate, yes. I'm saying this is tapped. Going, oh, my friend needs to go to the gym. Oh, my friend's never going to get a girl because he's not out there fucking slinging his cock up random women. You know what I mean? It just doesn't really hold up.
Yeah, it's rather than saying, oh, what if you did this, what if you did that, like, encourage the man.